same realm. Occupational therapists will try to help you adapt when you can't fully recover with physical therapy. So like,
Okay.
let's say you have a stroke or whatever and you can't regain full function. My job is to help you compensate or adapt or
Figure
improve.
it out. Yeah.
Yeah, and so this is right up my alley.
Yeah,
you know?
that makes perfect sense as to
Yeah.
kind of how it unfolded in front of you.
Mhm.
And I mean, also, I think you're a marketing genius. I think
Thanks.
I think the idea is phenomenal. I think the marketing on it is great. I think it's fun. I wish you to go to the moon with this thing, and everybody in the world, or at least everybody who's fucking, to get a pair of clap cleats. I hope come Christmas, stockings are stuffed all.
Clap cleats has the stockings.
Nah,
Everybody knows what they're
man.
getting into.
Oh, no,
Yo,
but
yo,
hold
yo.
on.
Oh.
Throw some condoms inside the clap cleats and then throw them joints
let's
inside.
go.
You know what I'm saying?
Go.
Or some cock rings. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Oh my
maybe
God.
make like an extra, like a super-sized clap cleat as
Right.
the stocking, and then like a bunch of toys and condoms and Pink
Well,
Panther
here's
pills.
what I'm
Oh my
thinking.
God, yeah,
So when you
yeah,
was
yeah.
talking about reverse cowgirl, I
Yeah.
was thinking about her clap cleats. So
Clap
clap cleats
cleats
for
for her.
her.
Yeah.
So
Because
so
then
we
you
are
could put
making
up to the
those.
knees joint. Because I got a foot fetish type deal. So if you could get
Hey,
like a
bro.
long toe, like a
Okay.
long, because I used to love them toe socks Johns. I used to buy them for all my ex girlfriends and shit when they
Nah,
was.
but I love them when they go thigh high above.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Yeah, yeah.
talking
Really,
about,
so
dog.
check it out. So we're already.
Say it slower.
We're,
So
we're
you're
already
Go ahead.
working on the thigh highs with the grips at the knees.
That's what I'm talking about.
So-
That's that
so-
reverse cowgirl right there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's oh my goodness. Anyway, so yeah, that's in the works. Now, how serious are you about this Cameron thing? You actually know him or not really? Only 'cause,
We might be able to
We'll find 'em.
facilitate something over this clap cleats. I mean, you selling out in
Because-
3 days.
'Cause,
I might
I
know.
got the connect.
Yeah,
There you
we
go.
might know some guys who know some guys.
Yeah.
Because
just booked
one
him.
of you know how sometimes you gotta like you have your short-term goals and your long-term goals, and so the long-term goals was to connect with hymns. You ever heard of hymns?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right. And so right now, every once in a while I'll get an email from them, and it's not just hair anymore, and it's not ED pills anymore. Now it's a cock ring, like you were saying. And now it's also like other stuff, like like condoms and lubes and shit. I want to get in touch with them and be like, yo, we can also sell you sex socks so you can perform better, you know? And like that was a long-term goal. But if Cameron's doing Blue Chew alternatives, right? Why not pair up with him?
Yeah.
So,
yeah, for
yeah.
sure. I like
Mm.
I like it, man. I like everything you got going on. What the hell's going on over here? Oh.
Very proud of you, man, and all your many
Yeah, thanks.
accomplishments
Appreciate
and selling out. And I hope you continue to create more product, and I hope you continue to sell out, and I hope you continue to cross over.
And
I
we're
hope-
gonna
definitely.
we're gonna continue to push you over here.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. Oh, just so you guys know, while we were talking, I already set up on my website for you guys, for listeners of your podcast, are going to get 15% off if they use the code THEGIG.
Perfect.
There it is.
Perfect.
All
That is
right.
lovely.
So,
Thank you.
so no, yeah, no problem. No, thank you guys. So, but hear me out real quick. So, I usually don't give discounts, but on the website, because we got out of stock, I'm giving a 10% discount on the website to incentivize people to pre-order for the next round, which should be shipped out October 1st as we'll start shipping out the second round. But that's only 10%. I want to give your followers, your listeners even more. So you guys are going to get 15% off up until October 1st. And the discount code is THEGIG.
Awesome.
So
Awesome. Well, we're gonna keep pushing it up until October 1st, and then maybe beyond.
after that,
Keep
we'll
pushing
work.
it
Yeah,
after that,
no. Yeah. Hopefully, get me back on, and we'll talk about how things are going, and then we'll work out some
Absolutely.
other stuff too.
We're definitely going to
Mhm.
stay in touch with you. We're definitely going to keep pushing it. My
Yeah.
fingers are crossed. I'm not really a praying man, but if I was, I'd be praying for your success, brother.
I appreciate that.
All right, man. I
And
appreciate
you know what? First, I'm rooting for you guys' success too. I've been watching you guys on YouTube, and the chemistry is fantastic. Your voices, they work really well. They're like, it's entertaining. It's something you can listen to. You don't have to just watch it, but if you want to watch it, it's fun to watch too. So I was excited when you reached out to me. This is good.
my man.
Thank
my
you.
man.
Appreciative.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
listen. Thank you. We're gonna carry on with the rest of our show. We appreciate you calling in, and
Clap,
we'll talk to
please.
you again soon, brother.
All right, thanks.
Make
Peace.
it
We'll talk
clap.
again. All right, bye.
So again,
So there you have it.
go to that clapcleats.com, enter promo code
The
the gig. You know what I'm saying?
15%
and you get that
off.
15% up until October 1st. So
You
you need
see
to
what
get
we
on
do
it.
for these
we
people?
do
We're
this, man.
incentivizing.
You see how we just get shit together and then shit be together, bro?
Yeah.
I see what you doing, man, and what we doing, and what
Yeah.
I did. It's
How-
all me, right?
Mostly. I feel that way
I
too.
was
Yeah.
did a
really,
good thing.
really curious as to what clap cleats were, and I was so happy when he explained.
Yeah.
I was like,
You better
oh.
get on there with the gig and
Okay.
get your 15%
Yeah.
off.
Yeah.
I'm
They're
already
shipping in
on
like
it.
2 weeks.
Nah, I already got that.
I want the black
That's
and
cool.
I
Mine's
want the
coming
black
to
ones.
Amazon Prime right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I only wear black socks, so my clap cleats are also black.
Should
Yeah.
ask them if we could throw a polo horse on there for you, just to keep you consistent. Because people are gonna know something's off if
I'll
you
wear
show
a
up with
clap-
socks that don't have the horse
Well,
on
you
them.
act like
Cleats
he's
by
he's
Ralph
only
Lauren.
his wife listens to the podcast, dude.
Yeah, so she
Oh.
knows. She
Oh, yeah,
knows I'll
yeah.
take off the polo horse to
Sure.
put on the clap cleats.
I'm wearing them to the trampoline park just so bitches be looking at me extra. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? You know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
The ones that
If-
don't know, you know.
Yeah, they might know. They gonna find out. They ain't gonna find out.
They probably won't.
They
Nah,
might find.
you'll
Calm
skip.
the fuck down, man. All right.
Listen,
He's always throwing shit.
You're gonna block
trying
them
to help you
before they
out.
find out.
Yeah, I will block.
You're
them.
gonna defriend them before they can
soon as
find
they
out.
respond.
I'm missing all those bitches now, man. I'll be looking at my story interactions and
refriend
there's
them.
at least 26. No, because that looks wrong, bro. I blocked all these bitches. I can't just come back and try to
I changed my mind.
Fair enough.
just
Fair
taking
enough.
my keys, man. Oh, there it is. All
crack-
right.
Crack
Gotta
a cold
the joint.
yards.
Dude, is everyone in Jersey on the clock, bro? Because everyone in Jersey drives 25 miles an hour, bro. Are they all 90 or are they all on the clock?
We're too cool to speed, bruh.
What I'm saying is, bro, just get there, man. YOLO, bro. Like, why are you trying to waste your whole entire life in the car? Like, how good is the gig podcast you're listening to? You know
Listen,
what I'm saying?
Extremely.
I like where you're going. I like where you're going. But before we go there,
Okay.
right? Let's reel it back in because we do have a special guest in the building joining us for the
I don't know
tool
what
shed,
the mic
and we
stand
didn't
did
give
here.
him his due props.
No,
Not
I
at
know.
all.
You came in kind of in the midst of us doing clap cleats and also having some audio headaches. This is very on brand for
Yeah.
us.
This is what we do.
Word, that's
Once
great.
we get into the show, it's beautiful.
We
It's-
like to keep the listeners, guessing. Like, hey, is it going to work this week? We don't know. We'll tune in. We'll find out.
It just takes a little bit to get us
Yeah.
into the show. So we have Mason. Mason, I know that you exist. Other than that, I'm not too familiar with your work or what you do. So what would you describe yourself as? What would you say you are first and foremost?
An artist.
Okay.
Yeah, an artist. I do like a lot of writing in different genres. Some painting and like multi-medium art.
Okay. All right. So outside of even music.
Yeah. So yeah, like I write books, plays, scripts, and stuff like that. A ton of music in all different genres, and then I do some art. as
Okay,
well.
perfect. I was, as far as I knew, it was all kind of in the music realm. I didn't know that you were outside of that.
What's up with the books? What kind of books are you writing? This is kind of
Yeah.
news to me, too. When I talked to you earlier, you said something about books and plays, and I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah, man. I had been moving towards writing books and scripts for a long time, and then right before the pandemic, actually, like that winter was when I felt like comfortable enough to start really writing. Because as a songwriter, I feel a certain level of confidence, but when it comes to like writing scripts and books and stuff like that, that's a whole different beast. So I had been studying for years, just YouTube University,
Right.
going through there and just trying to figure out ways to like read something that I wrote and actually like it, which
Yeah.
is really, really tough. And then I got there, and then I just I saw this one video that said, don't get it right, get it done.
Yeah.
And that was all I needed to hear. And then I just started writing like a machine. Like, all right, I'm just gonna get it done. And it's funny because like that's the advice I give to songwriters all the time is like, yo, just keep writing. It doesn't matter if you're writing bullshit. Just write. Work out the kinks and figure out how your mind
Yeah.
works. And those things that right in front of you sometimes you don't see them. And then yes, my eyes open and I was like, yo, I just gotta keep writing. And then pandemic hit and I was like, yo, I want to write a play.
And it gave you the time to do it.
And it gave me the time to do it.
Are you wrapping up that play? Is the
Yeah.
play done, or are you?
Yeah, the play was finished. Like I wrote that thing in like a month. It was like really fast. But I've had a bunch of different ideas in my head that I developed over time, and then when I get enough pieces together, then I can feel like I can write it.
Okay.
And then other ideas are like things that just come to mind to coincide with other projects. So the first book that I'm going to be publishing is a book called A Philadelphia Western. And it goes with an EP that I did called A Philadelphia Western, where it just sounds like some modern cowboy shit.
Right.
And it inspired me to write just a completely different, like a book that has like a Western vibe to it. You know what I mean? It's
Okay.
about, this dude who gets caught up in like modern Native American witchcraft and stuff like that. And he's a cowboy of sorts.
Okay. See, so you said you said a minute ago that you felt really comfortable with writing music and then transferred over and felt like you were kind of having some trouble with writing plays or
Books.
anything outside of writing music, which is funny because I feel quite the opposite in that like music, like I could write music and now I don't anymore, but I feel like it's easier to write a book or a short story or something in that realm because for me, inside of music is more of a puzzle. Like you have to make these things fit inside of the bar structure or the music structure, so you only have kind of a certain pattern to be able to say something. And then with a short story, a book, anything else, it's like everything's wide open and you can kind of travel in whichever direction you want to with it.
No, I think that is definitely hardest to write. Really, like, I think writing a super lyrical rap is probably one of the hardest things to write in the world. But I've been doing that nonstop for like 13 years. So it's like for me, it's not hard to do that. And then to make the transition to writing in other styles, like even I wrote like the first 3 drafts of this book, and then I had to stop and just like read like another 500-page book that was like in that same realm, just to like even as simple as things of like not reusing the same words too much and stuff like that, and then just like focusing in on making sure that your character development for your ancillary characters is like really high. And it's just a completely different skill where the songwriting thing lends to that, but it's not the same thing.
No, not at all.
And I feel like for a lot of people it would be easier to write a book or a short story over a song.
But I guess you were writing music first,
Right?
He's
and
writing
kind of
so
got
many
comfortable inside of that
So
realm.
many music.
So yeah, did you hear what I said? I said he write it so many music.
I write it so many music, man.
But you did write it so many music, and so for you, the book is a new thing, and plays are a new thing. So it would be a harder thing to step into. It's like a boxer becoming an MMA fighter, or a boxer becoming a dancer.
Helps you out,
Right.
but it isn't the same.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
for sure. So while we're on that, where can we see? Is there anywhere we can find your writing?
You're not gonna be able to find my writing yet outside of my musical writing.
Okay,
You know what I mean?
okay.
But yeah.
Well, but it's coming
Yeah, it's coming. It's
Very
definitely-
soon.
Yeah, definitely coming.
very soon.
So what's the? I'm sorry if you touch on this. What's the book about?
It's about a dude who he makes some bad decisions and ends up getting involved with like descendants of Native Americans that are like in the form of a gang. And in this, different world, that gang, it like kind of like runs Philadelphia.
Okay.
And the whole thing starts with a fight in a bar. It's kind of like a saloon. You know what I mean? It's like that's a typical guy
Yeah.
at the wrong saloon, walks into the saloon and is he the
Like
baddest guy in the
Rich
room
Quick,
type
Mike
of thing.
Stew at Ortleaves type deal.
Oh God.
You were there, I think. Yeah, so
I
go ahead.
was
Yeah,
there.
okay. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Get back to your story.
But yeah, it's basically that. And then a woman, that is a part of that Native American gang, and the Native American witchcraft kind of sets the tone for this cowboys and Indians in Philadelphia type of thing. It's really weird.
What
Cool.
drew what inspired that topic? Because it's so far outside of like what we usually hear from like a hip hop artist, which we would consider a hip hop R&B. You're kind of that lane, right? So
Right.
so that's like such a. It seems to me, you telling me that it's very far outside of that. So what was the inspiration that kind of got you from the?
I guess the first inspiration is like I read a lot of fantasy.
Okay.
So like, and I've been reading fantasy novels like since I was a kid. Dungeons and Dragons and whatnot. And I actually write like all different kinds of things. Like the first script that I wrote was like a thriller, you know, about this dude who's just like a technological genius and uses it to kill people. And then the play is about like these 5 kids that find themselves selling coke and like their lives at different 5-year intervals.
Okay.
And then this, you know what I mean? I write, and I have like a graphic novel that's more on like the fantasy, like superhero type of side, aliens and whatnot.
You doing the art for that?
I'm multi-genre always. No, I was doing the writing for it.
Okay.
I was working with this with another artist named Javi Thompson.
Cool.
But yeah, I've always been multi-genre everything. Like
Yeah.
even, you know, like I work on rock, pop,
Okay.
rap, R&B. And for this, man, I made the album, and then I just kind of like sat on my couch and like listened to the album and let that inspire me to paint the picture.
And it started playing out in your head, kind of.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a cool way to go about it.
Yeah. All right. Well, so Mason's in the building with us.
Yeah. And you have an album coming out
Yeah.
called
Charming.
Charming. How far
Yeah.
along is this album?
It's done. It's the album's done.
Just waiting for the
it's
rollout?
coming in, yeah, it's coming in November. You can go to my IG and see like I'm doing black and white clips of the videos for the first 2 singles. The first one's called Already Outside. The second one's called Guess We Through. They're both out right now on all streaming.
Sick.
And I'm doing black and white clips of those, and then the full videos, and then the color versions of both of those will drop when the album drops in November.
That's cool.
And then this year, man, I released like 12 different EPs.
Yeah, I peeped the Sacred Wolves, John. What else did you do? Future Coyote.
Yeah, Future Coyote and 808 Kills.
And what are the aliases, like why the aliases, and then what are the aliases to you? Like what are you representing in these aliases?
Well, all right, the 2 of them are sync projects, songs or projects where the specific purpose is to be placed in commercials, TV, movies, video games.
Mm-hmm.
That's Future Coyote and 808 Kills.
And you've done a little bit of that in the past, right?
Yeah, I've been doing it for a couple years. Yeah.
What video games are you in?
NHL 2020. We just landed the trailer for
Give that man a round of
PES
applause.
2022.
Applause. What do you want from me?
That's the loudest round of applause. I mean, you know.
P, we love you, man, but
I know.
get it together,
That
dog.
was like a little girl from the ring coming out the TV.
Yeah, dude, I want to have nightmares over that. All right, go ahead. NHL 2020. Ah! All right.
Yeah. And then the most recently, we got the trailer for PES 2022, which is with it's the competitor to FIFA. It's a Konami game.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's like we have the new trailer for that.
Weren't you in a while ago? Weren't you in like a true crime game or some like kind of crime game? I feel like that was the first time I saw that you were in a video game. Was like some kind of like Grand Theft Auto spin out Saints Row type something or other.
I'm trying to think because like it's been a minute. Like it was so few and far between, and then like a whole bunch recently. Like,
what's the avenue to get the thing synced? Like, what are you doing to put yourself out in that realm, or is that top secret information?
No, it's just networking over the years of just meeting different people, and them looking for songwriters that have a large catalog and also have a quick turnaround time and the ability to make music like that fits the parameters that they send to you.
Right.
Yeah, so I with 808 Kills and Future Coyote, we did that. Like Future Coyote is done with my friend Jordan and my friend Cam. We've known each other for years. We made music here and there, never really put anything out. Cam is the lead singer of a band called Twin XL. Jordan is best known as the Ready Set. It's like platinum selling like emo artist. And we just kind of during the pandemic, man, just was like mailing shit back and forth.
Cooking.
And then before the they're both signed to Atlas, which was previously Scooter Braun's publishing company. He just sold that in like a whole thing, but that was just so organic, man. We put it together, and before the album came out and the single dropped or anything, we landed our song "Get to Work" as the title song for the PGA Tour.
Sick.
And so that really kind of like set that off to get a lot of love, and then subsequently like Fox Sports picked that up. And then with 808 Kills, that's been like more along of a process. We did that with Position Music, which is like a sync label. It's like a music label that specifically makes music to put out like in that kind of way, but they try to put like producers and artists together to make music together that like fits a certain kind of theme. Like this is like really hard hitting beats with like fast rap and like hyped up hooks. And so we called it 808 Kills. That was done with Reed
So
Stefan.
that's like something that is already out there. Like that's like this is what we want, and you fit that vibe.
Right.
That's
well,
cool.
I made it fit that vibe. So like part of the reason why it's not under my name is because like neither of those projects are stuff that I would want to put under my name by itself, because it's just not on brand with me.
You were getting paid. You were switching lanes to get paid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
kinda.
ain't mad at it. It's a
Yeah,
beautiful thing
it's
because you're getting paid off of doing what you love to do.
Yeah, it's actually really cool. And then to come to think of it, like you might hear some underground shit that you really like, and it's like somebody's off-brand, offshoot,
like somebody who's
fucking
not
whatever
e- yeah,
shit.
yeah,
like
yeah,
I
yeah.
know you know what I mean?
Right.
I'm not aware of every single move you make because you're making a lot of moves. Like if I can't even keep up with my own fucking EP I've been working on for 9 years, right? So like to keep up with your 12 that you came out with this year is a lot, right? But like I don't know. So I think about all these other cats that are coming up with shit that is like an offshoot of who they are, you know what I mean, that are working with new people or whatever, and then that could be the thing that takes the fuck off, like in any of these realms, you know?
Yeah, I mean, Lana Del Rey did that. Like she put out, she had a bunch of different names, and then the first single that hit was under Lana Del Rey, and she was Lana
Yeah.
Del Rey from that point
Her
forward.
pussy tastes like Pepsi Cola, I've heard.
You know, I read her Yelp review and 5 stars.
Yo, here's the thing, right? Because yes, this could happen. You could be listening to an underground joint that you're feeling, and it's someone's offshoot.
But what if, like, I'm thinking,
But-
like, in my head, like, what if Run the Jewels was, like, an offshoot? You know what I mean? And, like, these two dudes, like, came together and they just, like, made some cool
Like
shit
if
that
they
was for
like
some
imagine
places.
this.
That's
Yo,
what I'm
imagine
saying.
if Run the Jewels, like each of them had like a career prior to being
Yeah,
Run the
no,
Jewels.
that's what I'm saying.
Go
I'm
on,
saying,
go on.
what if Run the Jewels
And
was
it
that?
was a rapper and a producer before that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I gotcha.
and they didn't work together at all, and then boom, they like came together
All right,
just to
dude.
do
What
Run
were you
the
gonna
Jewels.
say? I'm so sorry.
What I was gonna say is that like, in kind of the same vein, right? Every so often we have a artist that we do know, who will put out a underground project, a mixtape or whatever, right? That winds up being work that far exceeds their album. I noticed this week, right?
Uh-huh.
I was going this week through a lot of old Philly shit. Heavy on the P crack, right?
Yeah, this is not something that you never do, right?
No,
this is
but
something you do almost weekly.
Daily.
PD, yes, but I don't usually like
This is alarm sound on his
listen
phone.
to Shiz Lansky, you know what I mean,
Okay.
or fucking old Dutch and Spade,
No Indy
mixtapes.
5? You're not listening? Okay, I got you.
you know, sometimes. So I stumbled upon Siegel, Public Enemy #1, the whole mixtape, right? Listened to it straight through and thought to myself, this is Siegel's best work, and it's not even an album that he released.
And that happens a lot, right?
I mean, look at what Kiss just did with his mixtape records at the Versus.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like Kiss went
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah, yeah.
Like who was doing mixtape records at Versus? The entire platform's supposed to be, you play your hits versus my hits, and he's going, nah.
Right.
Let me play my shit because I got street classics and I got shit that really, really resonates with every. And there's definitely tons of artists that are like that, where it's just like their biggest album is not the fan favorite.
Like even maybe not their biggest, right? But when Diplomats did like the K Slay joints, Diplomats Volume
yeah.
1, Volume 2, 3, 4, like 5 to me, Diplomats Volume 5 is as good or better than Diplomatic Immunity as a group, you know? So this is a thing that happens. You were saying Buttons, but I can't think like that first
'cause
Buttons album I feel like was a
It
really
didn't live up to his mixtape shit. Joe Buttons with an S was way better than Joe Budden. Like, Joe Budden was not Joe Buttons. Joe Buttons was like, and a lot of people like, so Cole lived up to that expectation. Like, I remember hearing Cole's mixtape shit being like, oh, this dude
warm-up.
can rap. And I wasn't like totally blown away. When his albums came out, I was like, holy shit, this motherfucker is an artist. Like, this is a legendary artist. But there's cats like Joe Budden to me that like his album didn't live up to his hype. Like, his hype was like astronomical. I'm like, this dude is, now I know people are going to disagree.
Yeah.
But for me, I just liked all that DJ Clue shit, all the shit that he did, the Grand Theft Audio, all that shit was just so fire. The shit that he would just be on a Fab mixtape was some of the best verses ever.
Nah, he would definitely agree.
He was killing
Yeah,
it,
but
bro.
also
Joe Buttons.
it was such a but when
Joey.
he came out, like when Buttons came out with an album, right? Which was the first what was the first one called? It was called Joe Budden. Right?
Was it called Focus? I know Focus was on it. That was like the big joint.
Yeah,
Well,
he
Pump
had,
It Up
like,
was the
yeah,
big joint.
It
He
on
had
it.
those huge party hits, which they stand the test of time. The Joe Budden joints, Pump It Up, and all that. Like they're still solid party joints. Do
The
I
joint
love
he
them?
did with Kelly Rowland was predating all that,
Do I
and that
love
shit
them?
was
No.
harder than that.
But also, he had joints because the Clue mixtapes were all that Clue mixtape lane. You know what I mean?
Mike
The
Shorey
fucking-
and them.
Yeah, mad metaphors and fucking witty shit, right? But then with his album, he could do a joint like fucking 10 minutes. Or do the joints where he got like kind of serious and started talking his shit. And when you're a 16-year-old wet smoker from Jersey,
Right.
like that shit
life-changing.
really fucking connects with
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I mean?
Well, I loved all that old Joe Budden shit, and then I remember buying the Joe Budden album because I was pumped on Pump It Up. You know what I mean? That
Yeah.
was right. That worked for me. You know. And then I remember listening to the album and being like,
He
there was a
hated-
couple
he
joints
hated
on
that
it.
song.
There was. I'm sure he did. Why
he
wouldn't
absolutely
he?
hated
But
it.
it also made him a
It made him,
star
yeah,
because
put him
people
out in
knew
front,
who
for
he
sure.
was that didn't know Joey Buttons. You know what I'm saying?
But I
I think
think-
Royce is another one. I
Yeah,
think the
the
bar
bar
exams
exams, yeah.
are fucking the best shit ever.
For sure.
Like Royce is a great rapper. He's super underrated as a rapper. But Royce, like I remember hearing Royce on Bombs Over Baghdad, and
Yeah,
like my
that was a good
mind like blew. And then he was also way more able to just be himself on that shit. You know
That's
what I mean?
all the lyrical rappers, they get enough space to be able to do that. But I will say that Royce's last two albums are crazy.
Yeah.
They're very good. Like Book of Ryan is
Yeah, that was really good.
masterpiece.
I like the Prime stuff
It's a
was cool too.
masterpiece.
I mean,
Prime was cool.
Royce is he's like an underground enough artist that it never seems like he's doing something that's not in his wheelhouse. Like it always seems like it's in his wheelhouse. Even Slaughterhouse is very in his wheelhouse. Like it's like
Right.
he's a rapper that makes rap music, you know.
He's probably like one of the best. Like when you talk about just like skill wise, like as far as skill goes, there's not many people that are better than Royce. It's like Thought maybe.
Yeah, Thought definitely.
You know what I mean?
I remember. I
That's-
think I was just talking the other day about Thought about like just. I remember trying to be a better rapper, and like there's rappers that make me want to be a better rapper. Lupe's one of them rappers. Like as far as like I listen to Lupe, and I'll be like, damn, this dude is just on a whole other level. Thought is hard for me to rap along to. Like that's how much better Thought is than I am. Is that I could listen to the song 3,000 times in my lifetime. And then just try to rap along to it. And I'm like, damn, bro, the off-kilterness of this dude and just his deliverance is just like something that I can't even conceive in my head. I think Thought is bar none the epitome of what MCing is all about. And it just like to the level where I think I'm pretty great at rap, but I can't even hang out. I couldn't carry his suitcases. He's so good.
He's the best. He's the absolute best. And when I'm in a mode where I'm like trying to sharpen my pen, I just listen to Black Thought over and over again.
Yeah, he's the best.
That's it. Like I just he's
Wayne's
just-
another one.
he's
Wayne
crazy.
made a bunch of albums, and some of his albums were, I mean,
I don't know. I think
all-time
his
classics.
albums are pretty phenomenal,
Well,
though.
they are, but I'm saying like Wayne for a while, like he was the mixtape rapper,
Well,
and he
there's-
had tons of like hood smashes that weren't on albums.
His
Yeah.
albums are crazy, but I don't think it gets any better than like the Drought 3 and No Ceilings. Like I think Wayne is
I think he's
the
just
best
so
rapper
consistent.
ever.
He's just so consistent across the board
yeah.
that like
he's a little different
his
than those.
his mixtapes stack up right with his albums or his like because he's so consistent. You know, he's not wildly innovative or anything like that. Like you know what you're getting. Depending on what the era is, right? If it's a fucking joint that Wayne's releasing in 2008, you know what you're getting from him.
Yeah.
Well, that's why Wayne's real different too, though, because his albums, I would say on his albums, that's what he did different than his mixtapes, right? Because like even if you think about like the Carter 3, right, when he has like songs like Tie My Hands or whatever, and then like even if you think about like the Carter 1 and 2, there was like a lot more of those emotional joints where on his mixtapes it would be like a lot of him just talking shit, and then there would be like one emotional joint, but he wouldn't bring that like element of, like when with Time My Hands on it, and Robin Thicke comes in and starts singing, like it sounds like an album record.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah.
Where it's like a Joe Budden, it's like you don't know. Like it's everything sounds like either his album stuff sounds like he should have taken the hooks away and did it as a mixtape, or you know what I mean, he should have threw a hook on some of the joints where he's just rapping for 47 minutes.
That's the benefit of the mixtape, and that's why he shines there. And same with Royce, really, too, because there's no structure and there's no expectation. If you want to go on and just do, 100 bars, you just do 100 bars, and either it was good or bad, and it doesn't matter the topic, or it doesn't have to fit like the rest of the song and the hook and all that. So once he's free to do that, he's just an incredible lyricist, but it's just he can't seem to be reined in properly.
Now,
who are we talking about?
Budden.
Right.
I think Royce, like Wayne, though, on their mixtape shit, just shines a little bit more of who they really are. Like it allows them to like stop the beat a little bit and be like I remember the Royce da 5'9" that just comes to my head, and I think it was Bar Exam 3, but I'm probably wrong, where he was talking about the dudes wearing the tight pants. You remember that, John? He's just singing about dudes wearing tight pants. And it was like he would have never put that on an album, but it was so like it was something that was bothering him, so he just wanted to speak on dudes wearing tight pants and shit like that. And like in the B.O.B. John where they pull it away and he just starts talking, it's like shit you didn't get. And Wayne, you just got so forefront. Wayne, I think, but Wayne is very interesting. Wayne's kind of like his own lane and has always kind of been his own lane. Like Wayne is like, we talked about Kanye a couple weeks ago. We talked about how I don't even think you were here. I think you were in Georgia. We talked about Kanye about how he kind of like changed music with his music drop out to 808s and Heartbreaks and now into his new shit. He's kind of like changing the way music goes.
Yeah.
I think that Wayne kind of does that too.
Oh, he definitely did that.
So yeah,
he's a lot of people's dads.
Yeah. I think he's more people's dad than anybody.
Yeah, he was the birth. Did you guys think? Who did you think won Lupe versus Royce? Were you guys tuned into that?
I was tuned into it, but I Lupe.
You thought Lupe won?
Yeah, but I wasn't like, I wanted more. Like, I know I'm not going to get what I want. I want Lupe to be Disaster. You know what I'm saying? And you're not going to get him to be that. He's too well thought out and too well read to be that guy.
You would like Disaster.
I love Disaster. Are you kidding me?
I hate Disaster.
Say more terrible things about entire races of people. That's my favorite shit.
That's not even why I don't like him, but yeah. But no, I get what you're saying.
I don't love battle rap in general, but that dude just crosses the line. The DNA shit makes me like laugh until I'm crying. Like that, the DNA shit is so. It's my favorite thing. I want it to be on repeat in the back of my brain all the time.
I don't know.
think I'd be a better
Disaster seems
person.
like a dork to me.
He is a dork. They're all dorks. There's nobody in battle rap, in nowadays battle rap, that's not a dork. They're all dorks. The better ones are. It's like wrestling. It's like wrestling
bro,
used to be cool,
nah.
and now it's nerd game.
Nah, my man's not a dork.
Who? Ness?
No.
I'm saying there's
The
lanes of
old
people.
head from Harlem.
Oh, Head Ice?
No, younger than Head Ice.
Oh, okay.
Why the hell can't I think of his name right now? You know who he is.
Not that.
He went and dressed in a
Loaded
Lux.
Lux,
Lux
Lux,
isn't
yeah.
a dork.
No, not really. Is Daylight a dork? Daylight's kind of a dork. Daylight's probably my favorite battle rapper.
See, here's
He's
the thing
he's
about
one
I
of my
think
favorites.
I think Daylight is trying to make you think he's a dork. Like I think Daylight's probably a stone cold G, trying to make you think he's a dork.
I think that
He's
Daylight.
probably just both.
Yeah.
He's really
like
probably
most
just
people.
both.
Yeah.
But I get what you're kind of saying though about him having to be a dork, because like you can't get to a certain level of that shit without being dorky. Like you can't be a certain level battle
Technical.
rapper without being like tuned into pop culture like unhealthily
Yeah.
or like reading a couple books, like, you know what I mean? Like these guys, when you get to that elite level, yeah, you got to be. But
think about-
the Disaster's just, he's just the yelling is just ugh.
Love it.
I'm just
There's
like,
no
dude,
cool.
shut
Like
up,
rapping
bro.
is about being cool.
I understand
bro.
that, but not in that lane. Like, you think about what brought people to that lane. It's dudes like Ilmac and it's dudes like Thesaurus. Both of those dudes are stone cold
Yeah,
cornballs.
but they're the best.
But
yeah.
they started the lane that grew into that Iron Solomon, who was like, people were like, I would never listen to an Iron Solomon song or like
Nah.
be like, this dude is the best. But I would listen to an Iron Solomon dissing Jin and be like, damn, dude, the way he flipped that shit was so fucking effortlessly phenomenal,
Iron
bro.
Solomon's crazy too.
Iron
Yeah,
Solomon's
they're
phenomenal. A lot of them dudes, like, I listen to that shit. It's like a sport that I don't really like that I'll watch the best in the world do.
You watch
Yeah.
the championship.
Yeah.
it's like ping pong or table tennis. You know what I mean? Like, am I into table tennis? Like, no, it's not my favorite shit. But like, am I gonna watch the Olympic table tennis? Like, yeah, the Olympic table tennis is gonna be crazy.
I need an edited version of URL where they just don't play the crowd reactions or the rewinds and shit. Cause that's when I got out of battle rap, where I was just like, yo, this battle would be 15 minutes if they just cut out all of the crowd reactions, like the whoas and go on longer than the actual verses, and you're just like,
I'm not mad at battle rap by any means. I love. I think I'm on the same. Like, I like the best in the world. Like, anytime Lux drops a battle, I will watch it, right?
Yeah.
Because I know that he's. You can't tell. There's just not anybody who I've listened to besides Lux where I'm just like, that I hold on that same pedestal. My favorite is probably Pat Stay, but Pat Stay doesn't fucking hold a candle to Lux.
I really like Pat Stay.
I think
Stay's great.
I like him because
his
his style is so like different than Lux,
The
right?
anti-battle Pat Stay versus Roan shit is some of my favorite
That's pretty
battle
funny.
of all time.
Yeah,
dude.
that's
I
very,
love that
very-
fucking
It's
battle.
pretty funny. Pat Stay to me is just like a dude who I was friends with, who's just really good at making fun of everybody.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
He does seem like suburbs of Philly bull.
Yeah.
Like he seems like
who's
he's
just phenomenal at talking trash.
Like
I do-
he
I
does
think-
not seem like he's from Nova Scotia.
I think Iron Solomon, like, as much as I don't want to admit it, I think that he is my Mike Tyson of the battle world. Like, I think that he has more of a highlight reel than anyone else has a highlight reel.
That Iron Solomon Ness battle is solidified. Like,
Yeah.
That's some of the best rounds of battle rap I've ever seen.
And
Arsenal's crazy.
I was hanging out with Ness in that time frame. Like, right after that battle dropped, we would hang out at Raw, and he would always be at Raw. So we would just, like, talk. And I loved the way, and I told him this, and I'm not backpedaling, I love the way that he battled like a Stone Cold rapper battles in a battle where battle rap has changed so different. You know, like, it almost seemed like Ness was just going at Solomon, where Solomon's going for the reaction. Solomon's going for the straight up wordplay. This is Solomon's lane, Ness. Sorry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you might be able to win in the hood, Philly versus Jersey type battles, you know what I'm saying? But you're not winning, like, in Solomon's world. Like, it was, I love the way, and I told Ness this, you know, like when you say something about somebody and you don't want to say something bad? You know what I mean? Like the other day I said Ghost Gang got a lot of energy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like you don't want to say anything bad, so you just say the good things. It's like Ness did the real battle rap in that rap battle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But Solomon, it's his lane.
Ness did the old put on a beat.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
exactly
You know
what
what I
I was
mean?
gonna say.
Yeah.
Ness always battles like there's a beat playing, and if you I've been watching his Instagram. Every time he puts a post, he put up like a post every day for like 60 days, of him just in the kitchen somewhere.
Out
It looked like it's in a
southwest.
different trap house every time.
Yeah.
and just his beat on in the background, backwood in his hand, and just murdering 1 minute worth of rap. And I'm just like, yo, bro, how are you writing and memorizing that much shit? And it's just, that's his second nature. Like, he's incredible, yo. He's definitely an underrated Philly rapper. for sure.
100%, yeah. Underrated Philly rappers. I'm sure Ness got better mixtape than anything that came out on the band album. You know what I'm saying? While we're talking about mixtape rappers. Nah, shout outs to Ness because he is a thorough motherfucker.
Nobody really. There was no rapper, I think, right, who stepped into the world of battle rap who did it better than Cannabis,
Okay, man.
the wise old owl.
Dude, that was so sad for
He
so
must
many
have said. He
reasons.
probably said the wise old owl 17 times over that battle. He really came to freestyle and shit.
Yeah.
Well, what is freestyle when you read off a notebook?
Yeah.
Well, then he
that
pulled out the notebook.
He's got it with him.
Yeah.
he
Just in
died
case.
that day.
He's like,
That
hey,
was his
listen, man,
death.
I wrote my shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
It would have been so much better if Cannabis died the day before that battle.
He would have went down way more.
He would've
legend.
went down
him.
in history.
He would have killed him. That's
Yeah.
what everyone would have said.
Uh,
And I would have loved to have believed that.
mm-hmm.
But
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
I was too
right.
much of an Eminem stan to fuck with Cannabis anyway.
Oh,
so
I
I
love
fucked
Cannabis.
with I fucked with Cannabis so hard at
didn't
15.
even break my heart
Yeah,
that
me
much.
too.
Like, I think I probably heard M first, but to me, Cannabis was like, M was cool because it was like cartoonish. Cannabis was doing the same thing with all that fucking wild syllablic wordplay, like less of a cartoon and more of kind of like not less of a cartoon, right? M was doing more of a Looney Tunes, where Cannabis was doing more like Transformers. Like it was a tough cartoon.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it was a man's cartoon.
They say that he was like the first rapper that wrote his rhymes on a computer. Like I've seen in mad interviews.
Yeah, he's
they said
IBM
that
compatible.
He used to bring his computer in to sessions and write his shit on a computer. Like obviously it's the 90s.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, he's bringing in
the whole
big ass
fucking
IBM
desktop and shit. Yeah.
He got a suitcase with his modem in it and
My
shit.
motherfucking brain
whipping
is
his
IBM compatible.
keyboard out like
Bringing it up to the 4th floor studio that he's in.
miracle.
Yeah.
He's doing that.
Yeah, retrospectively, Cannabis wasn't that great, but in the time frame, Cannabis was that great. Chino XL was another cat that I thought was like, fucking this dude is saying shit no one ever said before, and he's saying all of it.
I could never really get with Chino XL.
He was just a dude that said all the shit. He said everything that needed to be said. There's still cats that don't know it that are saying what Chino XL said in 1994 and think that they fucking created it. He just said everything that there was to say.
Yeah.
That's
He
the
said it all.
worst thing about rap, which it's just like it's so hard to say.
You know
Yeah,
what I
just
mean? Shit,
just
yeah.
keep it true to you, and it's just like, yo, what? I'm mad at myself for saying shit that I already said.
Yeah.
Like it's
Oh,
tough.
I do it. That's my whole life is saying shit I
the
already
worst.
said. Just saying it louder the second time. How long you been at Breed, bro?
I've been a writer there for about 6 years, and I've been a partner there for 3.
So what are your like day-to-day duties when you're at Breed working?
I basically just manage it. A lot of it is, thankfully now, a lot of it is just like remote. So, you know, I just fill out the calendar, set the engineers up. You know, I just come by, check in, see, make sure that the guests are having a good time and everything, make sure everything's set up. And then sometimes I'm working on stuff where I'm the executive producer. Sometimes I'm writing. But on the hourly clientele base, it's just mostly just booking and making sure that they're happy with the services, you know, connecting them with the proper engineers. Yeah, so it's pretty cut and dry.
This is the second week in a row we had on a studio partner owner.
Yeah, but Breed is like, and not to shit on Colt, but Breed is like an established
Colt's new.
entity. Yeah.
They're new. They're an up and comer in the game. So what do you think? What are you gonna do to slit Colt's throat so they don't come for your spot?
Yo, I am the opposite of that mentality.
of course.
Yo. I hate that mentality. Like I'm like, there's so much money out here for people to get. There's so many. Like if you can't do something special to make your brand work, get out. You know what I mean? If you're scared of the next guy that's like, I'm happy. Like we got a young studio that just moved in, called Obi. They built a beautiful space. They're on our floor. I love having these guys on the floor. They're young cats. They're hungry. They're motivated. They know how to act with talent. They're gonna be heavy hitters.
Good. Yeah.
They're gonna be great. Like, you know what I mean? They're gonna be greater, I should say. I love having them on the floor because it makes everything great. I mean, on our floor, it's us, Milk Boy, working on Dying, and them.
Right.
Like that's Philly legendary. That's getting the floor back to what it was when Larry Gold owned it, and you know they were recording Justified in our joint.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, and
As you
right
should.
attitude.
And I think anybody. I obviously I was joking. I think anybody who's trying to do anything but help the next man is kind of whack.
Speaking
that's
of
something the Disaster might do.
Yeah, all right. Something I might do. I am a walking disaster. Speaking of Colts, what I was thinking, I seen someone post this shit, right? And it says, what is a cult? What is something that is like a cult that doesn't identify as a cult? And then literally every fucking comment on this
church.
post was either religion, or it was Trump and his minions, or Biden and his minions, and Trump and his minions, and Biden and his minions, and like it felt like nobody had an original thought. So I wanted to. I didn't have a good answer.
You don't have an original thought either?
No, I don't either. Well, I wanted to kind of open it up because I kind of wanted to see your original thoughts that might have went there. Because honestly, my original thought was a lot of other people's, which was religion, because I just thought that was an easy one. I wasn't going to comment. I just wanted to see what other people were saying. But what is something that acts as a cult? Because I think that there's things that are like far more like a microcosm of a thing that are like a cult. So there's like we touched on before the audio went out. We touched on like Dunkin' Donuts. Like Dunkin' Donuts obviously not a cult. Starbucks kind of a cult. You know what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm saying there?
The
Yeah,
Eagles,
I do.
The Eagles.
Yeah,
Eagles.
sports.
The
Colt
Eagles.
like.
But all right, here's the easiest thing you can do, and it's right up your alley, Biz.
Thank you.
Right now, make a clip saying some negative shit about Nicki Minaj, and then just tweet it. And find out what
Watch
the
what
quote
happens.
is, because that shit
Oh,
is
yeah,
crazy.
That's the same with
yeah.
Beyonce,
The Barb's
too.
quote and the Beehive. Oh my god,
Yeah.
man! Taylor Swift.
Come
I
up with
love
the
Tato.
Swifties or
Oh
whatever
my
they call
God.
it.
Let me see what her feet taste like, bro.
Yeah,
I love
you can't.
Taylor.
You like Taylor
because she's
Swift?
wearing them
Oh,
clapping
yeah.
cleats, man. You
Tay
know what I mean? You gotta,
Swift, baby. Yeah.
I think she's boring.
She tall with the lanky boys, and she got them big feet hanging out. You understand me?
Yeah, you do like a big foot, don't you,
I'll show
bro?
you 1989,
Look,
girl.
also-
Shake this off, girl. You understand what I'm saying?
Also-
Tell a gang of die, you hear me?
Also, real quick, you know, this is probably more business meeting, but also don't ruin our advertisers before we get off the ground with
What
them.
did I ruin it? I said talk slow. I was trying to,
That's a solid
bring it
business
on.
piece of business advice you got there.
You know,
What-
you got
what
you
did
got
I
this
do?
guy all uncomfortable. He thinks you're trying to have phone sex with him via podcast.
I mean, he was
Listen.
bragging about his thrust game though.
Yeah, he
so.
was
Yeah, with
bragging
women,
about his
though.
thrust game. No,
Yeah,
listen,
yeah.
I'm fucking. If I'm reading a romantic
Tell
novel,
me more about your dick.
no, I did not say that. If I said
What's
that,
it-
you're in
you
your
thought
right.
it.
What's it
thought it.
look
I
like?
did not. No,
You
I
thought it
didn't.
twice.
I did not think about his dick.
Alright.
You
That's
shave
what
your
the talk
grundle?
slow
What I
was,
here's
yeah.
what I wanted to say. Can I tell you what I wanted to say?
What'd you wanted to
what
say?
I wanted to say was, do you have any video?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
But I dialed it back,
So, but you're
and I
but
said
what
talk slower.
And when you said talk slower, it sounded just like, "Do you have any video?"
Well, good. That's what I wanted to say. Listen, we're fucking fans of this guy, dude. He didn't back
Love him.
out.
Love him.
You know when he started taking the extra 5% off for gig listeners when you enter the gig at clapcleats.com?
When you
you
told
gave
him to
him all
talk
the-
slower.
When I told him to talk slower. That's when he said. He's
I
like,
thought it was
these
when you gave
guys
him all the
fuck.
slug
These
lines.
guys fucking get it. Dude.
These guys fuck.
These guys fuck.
Some of them.
He don't know me. I could be fucking if I wanted to fucking.
Sure.
You
just
could be.
fuck
I-
disgusting human beings that
Yeah.
want to fuck me.
I think you could fuck. I think you could fuck at least 8s.
I could fuck 8s.
I think you could fuck 8s.
I could fucking 8.
You
They just
gotta-
can't know me prior. You know, they can't know me.
That's
can't-
why you're not
An
fucking
out of
8s.
town
I'm
8.
not fucking 8s because I was a 5. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So as an 8,
Where
I
you
don't
at
know that
now?
I'm an 8. I think I'm probably a 7.
Yeah.
A solid 7. You
Okay.
know. And when I'm a little dirty from work, I might be an 8, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or
Listen,
when I
that
fresh
was the
swole
first-
from the gym, dude, with the tank top on, got a little sweat going on or
Listen.
something, dude, I'll fuck me.
PTG,
Mm-hmm.
right? First thing I thought when I saw when you were yelling at your followers on IG about listening to the gig.
Yeah, so we do.
First thing I thought was, oh, he's shaved and he's dirty from work.
Yeah.
Looks like an 8.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you, man.
Looking a lot more like an 8 today.
If I'm looking like, I think if you're an 8,
Yeah.
I'm not saying I am an 8. I'm
Yeah.
saying I'm a 7.
Okay.
But
All
I'm
right.
saying if I am an 8,
Yeah.
at my best, I'm an 8.
Okay.
At an 8, you get 10s.
You can.
You are in the realm of 10.
Yeah.
It's like being 40 and fucking a 21-year-old. You know what I'm saying? It's in the realm. You're allowed.
It can happen, right? It may be slimmer
Yeah.
chances.
Oh, it's slimmer. Yeah.
Yeah. But
It's
it could
always
happen.
slimmer. Even 10s that are guys have problems with 10s that are girls.
I'm an 8 and I'm fucking a 10, a couple nights a week.
Well, I'm happy for you. I'm not saying it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Okay.
So the Colt conversation went nowhere.
Oh, I got some Colts, right?
Yeah.
Because every time that I get involved in a new hobby, I get nerdy in it, right? Like I was like, and I find the cultist of people inside of that hobby.
Right.
BMX,
Mm-hmm.
culty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So almost any word that has anything you can say culture has a cult to it. So like BMX
Yeah, okay.
culture,
Yeah,
hip hop
yeah.
culture.
Skate
One-
culture, yeah.
Yeah.
Once you get to the level where whoever the top person is can do no wrong, that's when it's the cult. Like all those multi-level marketing schemes and things like that. Oh no, the owner, he's the best. He would never steer us. Like once you get to that, everything that guy says, that's on point, and he's never said anything wrong in his life. Then you're in the cult. And that's
But so like who's the BMX cult leader?
So I would say that there's like a couple of pros who are looked at more than not that like they do no wrong. Like a guy like Brock Rayford.
Okay, never.
He's
heard.
like this. He's like an all-American boy character
That
from
sounds
New
like
Orleans.
a BMX rider.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
He's all
Brock
tatted from head to
Rayford.
toe. He rides for Red Bull. He fucking lands everything. He's a
Yeah.
fucking phenomenal rider. He doesn't do it. He's like very personable and has like the public persona kind of down pat.
Got it.
And so he's never really I've never really heard anybody say anything bad about him.
Sounds like he doesn't even need clap cleats. Like he
Not
just
a guy like-
naturally- he
yeah,
just
no.
naturally has that.
No,
that
Yeah, I
extra
think
thrust.
Brock Rayford's probably good at fucking.
Natural
Yeah.
balance.
I think Colt was probably the worst of the three ninjas. I'm gonna throw that out there.
Colt is the worst. I'm missing that one.
All right.
I missed
You guys
what
don't know.
happened.
You never watched Three Ninjas. That's fine.
Oh.
Tum Tum and Rocky.
Oh, Colt.
Oh.
Colt.
And Colt was a little bitch.
Okay, man. All right.
That's all it was.
I get it. I'm sorry. I missed it, dude.
It's fine. It's fine, bro.
I
I'm
quit,
the only
dude.
Three Ninjas
You
fan.
know
It's-
what?
it's
All
no
right.
big
That
deal.
old intelligent.
That's actually
humor.
a Colt classic, but whatever.
Ah, all right, huh?
There
Put
you
that
go.
on the clip. Nicki Minaj sucks.
So thanks for joining us for our last show.
Yeah. Hey, listen, we just got clap cleats on.
The
Payday.
Borbs.
You're not supposed to shit on me, all right? Nicki Minaj is pretty good. She killed Monster, right? Is that the last thing she did?
Monster
That's the last thing I heard.
When Monster came out, I was listening to Hot 97 heavy because I was on one of my particular up north vacations, and I looked forward to hearing Monster every few hours, every day.
Yeah.
I mean, that was
On the
definitely.
Yeah, because
that album is
those
like
songs,
probably one of the best hip hop albums ever. It's definitely in the top 5 in my opinion.
What's that? What's it
My
on?
Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
another
it's
one of
not
the
on
albums
mine,
that
but
changed. Yeah.
I'll let you have it on yours.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing is,
Say thank you.
oh man, thank you. No, I mean, I'm sure, like, you know, like when it comes to, there's 2 different top 5s, right? It's like top outside looking in, and then top 5 in your head. You know what I mean? Like, I fucking love Food and Liquor and The Cool.
Yeah.
Like, so I put them so high up. You
Yeah,
know
me
what I
too.
mean? And then, but can you put them in the top 5
The
somewhere else?
worldly,
Like,
the
no.
worldly top
Yeah.
5.
The worldly
right.
top 5,
Yeah.
and like what we were talking about with Kanye changing like the landscape of
That was
music.
another one. Yeah.
Motherfucker had Rihanna and Elton John on the same record. Like,
Yeah.
come on, like, you know what I mean? Like, that was just such a crazy album, and then for Monster to be like that record from there, that was just like, oh, okay, like this is going back to like those posse cut
Yeah.
mixtape type
Yeah.
joints.
Yeah.
You like, shit, man.
Yeah, that song was fire though. And Nicki
song's
did
insane.
body that track.
Yeah.
All due respect to Nicki, even though she's trash.
She can rap and shit.
Nah, she's good. She's better than a lot of other female rappers, honestly. Like as far as like mainstream female rappers, she's
Oh
one
no,
of the
she's
better
daddy.
ones.
No,
Yeah.
she's daddy to all the.
I mean,
other-
listen,
all
really,
the new
if you're
female
talking
rappers.
about female rappers that aren't Jean Grey, I really don't have any interest in talking about them.
No, I like a lot of female rappers.
You-
I think
do you-
Lauryn Hill's my favorite female.
I
rapper.
don't.
mine too.
I don't listen to.
Yeah, you're
any
very
female
I know.
rappers.
You've been listening to Indy 500 all week. I get it. dude.
Yeah,
we all get it. If the aliens,
and Nostra. Do you know Nostra?
no,
Yeah,
I know.
you ain't built like that. You weren't in these streets, cuz you weren't. You weren't smoking wet on Clearfield.
I was not. Well, at one point I
You
smoked
weren't-
some
you-
wet.
you
I was
weren't-
smoking wet on Large Street.
Nah, you weren't really out there
I was
smoking
up
wet
in
because you would know
Northeast.
L. Dub and Nostra if you were.
It just didn't strike me. For a long time, you know, I'm very sexist and open about it. You know,
That sounds like a cult, some cult shit. Is there like a wet cult?
yeah, Tame One's
a
the
bunch
leader.
of fucking zombies
Cage.
fucking
Like,
lumbering around North Philly.
Yeah,
you,
just
you lit- like that was really like a cult response. Like, yeah, no, you weren't smoking wet. Like, you don't know Nostra. I'm like, I'm here like, who the fuck is Nostra?
yeah, I don't know.
Nostra was a couple Italian kids from South Philly who
Oh, word.
rapped with Indy 5 and Petey at that point, and then they just disappeared and fell
I
off.
thought we were
the
talking
map
about
somewhere.
female rappers, dude.
No, well, no, because I don't listen to female rappers.
Oh, okay. So you changed the subject and didn't care to tell anyone else about it.
I just remember the first thing I said.
Yeah, how
if
you
it's
only
about
know
a
about
female
Philly
rapper,
rapper.
I just don't care.
Yeah.
I thought
Except you got to think for Jean Grey, apparently.
Missy Elliott actually is my favorite.
I could fuck with
Missy's
Jean Grey.
In the
Missy
land
makes
of
great
Bahama
music.
Jean Grey.
Bahama D is another one.
Yeah, nah, don't care about her.
Yeah, okay. I mean, fair enough, man. Go anywhere because you care
'Cause
about
I keep
one
talking
kind of
over you.
music.
Yeah, no,
And that's it.
no, I don't.
You
I
bop.
also listened to Florence and the Machine this afternoon.
I'm actually
Whoa.
surprised. Okay.
All
Florence
right,
and the Machine
and I
is
was
dope,
looking
though.
to put on Gautier, but I, you know,
Are we going to play that video? That would be great, dude.
Oh, let's
no.
play it.
Do you want to play it? We don't have to
what
play
else?
it.
If I,
You don't want to.
I'd stay away from the technical stuff tonight. If
Okay.
I were
Yeah,
you.
because the applause
Probably-
came on and almost gave me
Yeah.
a fucking
probably a good
exorcism.
idea.
If the aliens invaded Earth and we could send one representative, who would you send?
The Rock.
Ooh.
That's not a bad answer.
Instantly.
What am I trying to accomplish with my representative?
You don't know. You're only sending a representative.
So they're strictly just a liaison to find out.
Good answer.
Yes, that's a strong answer.
Who gets to pick?
You get to pick.
I'm going.
No. You get to pick someone that people know.
For the sake of the earth, no.
I'm picturing you
I do
going onto
admire
a
this.
ship like, you want to get wet?
Y'all ever been to Clearfield?
Crazy.
7 for them.
No, come on. I'll show you. No, come on.
It's just you and a bunch of aliens
Me and
walking
a bunch
around.
of aliens
Yeah.
walking up to a bunch of wild Puerto Rican kids on the corner. Y'all give me 13 for 100.